Hello Scorpio, kia ora koutou katoa. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I just dropped the card down there before. I did not see that one as I was shuffling. So anyway, welcome to my YouTube channel. So you might have dropped the ball there a bit, so yourself. So interesting that I just say that. I need to say that straight away because it's right there. So anyway, you may have dropped the ball a bit, or you may have dropped something that you've not seen, or put something to the side, so it's kind of like what I'm hearing is, and as I went into, shifting my energy from one sign to another, from Libra to yours, it's like your energy, and I went into your meditation. The message was, you will know in a minute. So, okay, I'm not going to, okay. There's something like stopping and starting, like I wasn't going to do that, I was going to stop it, and then it's like, but it's kind of like maybe you dropped the ball with something, and it's like it's rattled you. Something was rattled you, and I feel like Spirit is talking about, just get on with it. It's time to get on with it, okay? To get on with it, and it's stop like balking at something. So it's maybe somebody's throwing something in the ring, like something in the ring, like a challenge, or there may be a challenge, like there's a hat being thrown in the ring is what I'm hearing, and it's a challenge, and there for you to, whether you may be feeling that way, so which is hence this like dropsiness. It's kind of throwing you out of whack. This is not going to be for all of you, so it may have thrown you out of whack. Okay, so anyway, back to the beginning. So welcome to my YouTube channel, and I'm just always going to start off with saying thank you to those of you who have subscribed to my channel, I'm also going to say thank you to those of you who are going to subscribe to this channel. So if you haven't, I take this opportunity to invite you to do that now, or at the end of the video. The other thing is, where are they going now? Stopping and pausing, so it's kind of like slowing down. Okay, so the other thing is also saying thank you to those of you who have come across this video on Facebook or Instagram, and you've ended up liking my either one of those platforms or following me on there as well. So I appreciate your support with on either platform. So cool. The other thing is just a reminder, these reads are the messages that come through are general, so it may or may not resonate with you. If it does, wonderful. If it doesn't, then check out one of your other signs, or if part of it does, and you're not fully getting it, so check out one of your other signs. If you don't know what your other signs are, there is a link in the description box below that will take you to a website that has a free calculator on there that will work it out for you. So don't freak out if you don't know your birth time. It says I think it actually says that on there. So so just enter in your birth date if that's all you know. Okay. The other thing is where they're going. When I talk about the other signs and like that are connected to this reading. So if you this is for Scorpio. If you're watching for Scorpio, messages for Scorpio that there's something that's blocking me. There's maybe something that's blocking you, and it's like in explaining something. So because I'm having a difficult time explaining this, so there may be something that's there. Not so much maybe blocking you. Sometimes for some of you there is. So it's like you've not had a chance or the opportunity to explain yourself or to get your point of view across, or somebody's not listening or hearing you. So you may not be feeling like you're being heard along the way there. So, and it's finding difficult to explain yourself. So I'm going to go back there and try again. So that's the energy. So this is for Scorpio. If you're watching for Scorpio, and Scorpio is in your sun, moon, rising, or Venus sign, okay? Whoa, finally got that out. It's not quite how I wanted to, but it's like got it out. And so that may something resonate with you as well, Scorpio. So today I'm using my trusty tarot deck here, also the Sacred Oracle, Earth Oracle deck, and possibly the Rider-Waite tarot deck as well. So it's been sitting there waiting for me to use it, but it's kind of like when I say waiting, it's not wanted to move yet. So And there may be something that's there for you about that in your life as well. So, unfounded fears and thoughts and nightmares. Okay, thoughts with the 9 of Swords. So for here, Scorpio. So it's like, oh, get out of your head, they're talking about. So which is creating all that kerfuffle in the beginning there. Okay, so it's in your head. So a lot of it, it's like or a good portion of it. And this isn't like I said, this isn't going to be resonate with everybody. All you Scorpions out there. There's something that, you know, there may be something going on with you where you're overthinking things as well. So, so keeping that in mind. But because then we move to the initial completion of work with the 3 of Pentacles. So something must shift and give you, and because I'm seeing like the Pentacles at the moment is something like more energetic rather than, you know, but it could act for some, rather than, you know, the finite, for the material possessions, work, finances, that sort of thing, about money, and that sort of, it's also about the ego as well and the self-image. So there's a sense of that may be going on in there with you. So like the energetically side of things, or the spiritual side of things, that's going on there as well. So I feel like, you know, with that coming, so there may be an ego energy that's coming through there. But however, there is initial completion of work. So something you must work through something, or something may come through, and it's like, okay, and you get something like doing some processing with yourself, and I'll get this epiphany. It's like, oh, okay, you know, so you may be going in that like funny little self-pity mode, or that blame mode, or something like that. And so this is about you taking, so there must be something that shifts or changes with the cards coming, with that card coming up. So, and you see some, as you like go in there, you start to see some changes within, and how you're processing this. So, but whatever it is going on, you know, there's something to do with grounding yourself in that as well. Okay, with that, it's like getting yourself grounded, so you're not, because there may be something going on about with with the ego basically. And so you may be going in your self-image with something. So then maybe you may be going into this level, like into the sense of a under, you know, like with the self-esteem and that sort of. So you may be going over the top, or you may be going, you know, underwriting. I'm hearing like undervaluing yourself. Okay, in a sense there. So it's about finding that balance. So either way, somewhere along the line, you may have gone like to the ego, like a domineering sort of confrontational sort of energy, rather than and finding some balance there. So basically, you know, there's something in there about, you know, whether it's an energy, it's taking responsibility for your part in it, and working that out, because in some way or form, it's about, you know, looking at, you know, when we're doing this processing, it's looking about how it was created, whether it was, you know, and how it was shaped, transformed, and how it grew, how it grows. So whether it is to do with a physical thing, or a emotional, or a mental emotional thing, something that you're processing at the moment, or a physical thing, it's like there's that sort of, those sorts of things to look at or view, they're talking about. So anyway, so going there, but there is some sort of regeneration with the cups, 8 of Cups here. So it's like you're looking within, which is what they were just talking about. You're going within, and you're looking about, and you're figuring out what it is that's really going on there. So regeneration is about renewal, of course. So there's something about you like walking away from you, like these emotions, but it's like they're behind you. You put them behind you. It's like you've sorted them out, and you've allowed your emotions to flow. So it's kind of, which means that will help this, because you're processing things, you know, flow a bit better as well. Because I'm going 3 across, 3 down, so 3 rows down. So, but in the second row, the first ones here is like there's a move away from strife and a celebration with the 3 of Cups. So a move away from a strife with the 6 of Swords. So somehow there's something, you move yourself away from that overthinking, that over processing, and not bringing in, there's a bit more balance in there. But then there's a celebration with that, with the Three of Cups, because it's like you realize it, and it's like, who fracking Ray? I've figured it out for myself, what my part is in it, and I'm not allowing myself to get caught up in the other part of that process, and allowing it to hold me back, or, you know, or, you know, make me, you know, allow me to stand still and not, and see things through a different, you know, through different eyes and energy. So then we have these three cards that are in reverse. So yeah, so I'm going to turn them up the other way. So we have stiff competition, but that's, you know, with the Seven of Wands. But I feel like that you may go into some bit of a battle again with yourself. I feel like that is for you. Recuperation and convalescence. So there may be some more time that you're needing to take out to figure out what is actually going on. So it's like another phase of the learning that you've just learned, okay? But in another way, or another level in some way. So it's kind of like there's a continued learning with that. But the kind, you know, but it's like you've got to go in there. But then there's a public acclaim and success in that. So it's like with everything going on, even these are in reverse, but it's like I feel like this has been reminding you from where you've come from, and it's not going back there again, because it's like that you are the creator of that. Because this is like kind of showing, you know, and it's about that, your celebration again. It's just come up underneath that initial completion of work there on that row. So, which is really interesting. So it's like not allowing yourself to go back there again to do that. So it's keeping on moving. So that's why we've turned these out. You know, they've got me to turn that up the right way. So it's like, even though there's some stiff competition, it's like, remember that process, what you did. And, you know, there may be a time when you're going to go into this recuperation and convalescence, which means like taking some time out to process it, to end up with this place, to end up in this position where there is some sort of, okay, it may not be public acclaim of success, but success, but it's the acknowledgement that somebody may, you know, acknowledge your achievement in some way, or whether that's financially within your life, or with some sort of growth that you've been working through. Okay, so in doing that, it allows us to open the doors for the Page of Wands, who is ready to take action. Like the Six of Wands is, you know, bringing action. It's because you've taken action and you've looked at it, and it's like your mind is open and allowing yourself to see the Page of Wands with these bringing some creative ideas for the future, basically. So then we have the Ace of Cups is in a reverse position again. So you may be, you know, like looking, you know, and I feel like I'm going to turn that around. So the Ace of Cups is a new beginnings emotionally. So that could, you know, tip either way. So with it being in reverse, it's more, I'm feeling more that, you know, new beginnings emotion. It could mean that you're on the up, or you go turn it around and you may go on a downer. So with it down, with this, you know, facing down, I'm hearing, you know, it's that you may, it's been making, I feel like it's making you aware of, you know, not to go on a downer. It's the like turning it around and looking, you know, this is about mind stuff again, and looking at, you know, whatever is happening, you know, not shooting yourself in the foot before, you know, it started. So it's turning, using your emotions and your feelings to empower you to in the sense of growing from, you know, so turning it around from a negative to a positive. So staying in that positive energy is where that's why they've turned it up so that way. So, because when we're in that positive energy, no matter what we're doing, it's like, you know, there's that, you may find, you know, that you may be juggling things, but in the background, you may be juggling things like energetically wise, but also, you know, you may be juggling finances as well. But in the background, there's like looking towards the future, because the ships in the background in the distance there, you know, when you look back at that time, they mean wealth. You know, so there's abundance there, or prosperity there in the background. It's just like keeping on doing what you're doing. It's not, you know, and then like Five of Wands. So there may be some struggle and frustration, but that is you, you know, maybe overthinking things again, but I feel like you can either go there, or you may kind of go there, but it's like stopping yourself. Okay, so they're just talking about that, you know, you may recognize it and stop yourself from going there, because it's like you know from the past, the recent past, and the processing that you've been going through, that you can, you know, this is your stuff. Okay, and some others, you know, you may come across, I'm just hearing with some of these ideas that the struggle and frustration with some of the ideas that, you know, because it's underneath the regeneration, the Page of Wands, and the struggle and frustration, you may find that it is, you know, that might, it's about, you know, some of these ideas and kickstarting them off and blah, blah, blah. So, but it's like, don't go, you know, it's like, just have patience, they're talking about, you know. It's like not going into that energy of struggle and frustration with yourself and or with others. Okay, so you might, okay, I'm hearing that you might just go there, but it's like not sitting in it. It's about, it's not about not saying anything or doing anything it's not about not saying your piece or expressing yourself. It is about doing that, but making sure you don't create more, is what more frustration with yourself and for others. It's kind of funny, kind of cool as well. So efficiency, because I feel like with that, it's around efficiency. Okay, so it's like there may be something about with you, like sorting out a plan, you know, and with your energy and your time, and putting a plan together to be efficient, which will lessen that. Okay, which is kind of, in some ways, for some of you, is how you got there in the first place. With this particular process, and there may be a pattern, which is why they're showing it. Cool. Repetition, okay, which is kind of like a pattern, so something is repeating itself. So I'm just being drawn to the moon cycles in here, because there is, you know, the moon cycles are repetitive and they go like every month. So I'm feeling like there is a sense, because we do have a full moon, we're in a full moon today. So today is Wednesday the 2nd of September 2020, and here in New Zealand we're in a full moon phase. So and it's at its peak tonight at 5:22 p.m. So you know, you may feel your energy going a bit wonky. I think I might have mentioned that before, but taking notice of the moon cycles, taking notice of your cycle, what is your cycle and how you are affected with the moon cycle, it really does help to take notice of our energy, whether you're into the moon or not. We have a natural, you know, affinity to Earth as well, and to the moon, you know, and to ourselves. So it's like taking notice of yourself. So, and, you know, and you will notice, if you do start to like look at the moon cycles, your moods, what your moods are like. So this is what they're talking about. It's like, if you feel like you need to run with it or move with it, move with something, yes, it's like taking a look at that, and then how fast do I move with that, or whatever it is, or, you know, getting going with a project. It's generally, you know, like, you know, it's generally your own natural intuitive energy, you know, that is, you know, linked to all these other energies there, that is, you know, is telling you something. And then when it's, you know, you'll know when your body feels tired. It's like, if you take a look at the moon cycles, you'll realize that actually it's like, you know, it's time to rest. But this is about, you know, listening to your body as well. So regardless of the moon cycle, it's about listening to your body and, you know, taking in that self-care side of things as well. So in alliance, so it's like forming an alliance with yourself, with your natural being of who you are, is where I'm going with, is where I'm going with that. But okay, when I say we're going with that, with Spirit are going with that, we're Scorpio, energy of Scorpio, you're only seeing energy that's going with that as too, is forming an alliance with yourself. This is about honoring yourself, okay, and listening to yourself, with love, peace, harmony, joy, excitement, adventure, and prosperity and abundance. So it's kind of like, and when we take more notice of ourselves, we start to realize actually how we can improve our moods our mood swings, because the moon will bring different moods as well, but you'll notice your mood changing, and it could be not necessarily just to do with the moon, but it could be your diet, your water intake, you know, your exercise regime, you know, your health and well-being regime, or your self-care regime. It's like there may be something else going on as well. But also they're drawing me to, you know, like there's that inner compass of us that knows, and that intuition inner compass that that tells us, you know, when we need to move, when we need to slow down as well, or declutter things, clearing things as well. Because I'm hearing for some of yous, you know, that decluttering, which is what this processing, decluttering, acknowledging, accepting, and you know, and that's part of the healing. But I'm also hearing like decluttering physically for some of yous will help with that process as well. When I'm saying physically, it could be that you're wiping down the walls, because we're coming into spring, so spring clean. This is what they're talking about, is spring cleaning. You get that energy to, like, with this changing of the seasons as well, to clean again, because it's like been inside all winter, you know, and that sort of, you know, in autumn. So it's like the place feels like it's, you know, needs to be aired. The walls, you might feel good. I mean, I know I like to wipe the walls down, so that's one of my things that I like to do, and, you know, have that spring clean. Like it says, dependability. This is like you depending on yourself, okay? And I feel like this is about, like, you know, blending the masculine and the feminine and as well with you, okay? Cool. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there with you, amazing Scorpios, because Scorpio energy. With lots of love, peace, harmony, and joy. Excitement, adventure, and prosperity in abundance, from my spiritual team, the Zion energy, and your amazing energy that you are connected to, Scorpio, the astrological sign of Scorpio. So we leave that with you. Anyway, bye for now. We'll see you next Wednesday.